Hey Divas and Divas, it's me, just Londa, and yes, I picked up the coloring brushes, and yes, I picked up the DSMD Shop makeup sponge. Yes, we did a look, and yes, sidebar, the men that I cater to, which is my husband and my son, they are pigs. I don't want to call them pigs. They're greedy. Like my son had gotten, uh, he had gotten a dozen batch of chocolate cookies, as well as candy for Valentine's Day. Bags of candy. All of it is gone. My husband had gotten some candy too, and all of it is gone. And today's Tuesday. How did they not know that I wanted some? How did they not know that I was going to ask for some? I mean, can you share? Just a little bit. Please, sir. Can I have some? I will say my son did share because I wanted to know what type of cookies he had because he actually had a dozen, but I took one. But you ate 11 cookies and a bag full of candy. You did not ask if anybody wanted any. Like, you just. I'm sorry, I just thought I'd just say that right quick. Oh, you know what? Never mind. You know what? Let's just go ahead and roll that beautiful baked bean footage. Alright, Divas and Divas, for the sake of the video, I've already prepped my eyes with Painterly paint pot and just kind of carved out my lower brows with concealer. I think it's e.l.f. concealer. I did also set it with Juvia's Place setting powder. So I don't have that many brushes because I didn't know what I was going to get. So I did pick up the large blending brush. And with the large blending brush, I'm going to go in with Recharge and use that as a backdrop. Okay, I must say, I didn't think I was going to like this brush because it just seemed like when I wiped it off, because I cleaned it off with 91% alcohol, it just seemed like it just kind of sprayed out, like flared out everywhere. So I didn't think I was going to like it, but I like the way it applied my backdrop color. Um, I will say I feel crampish in my hand, and that's because the brush size, but we'll talk about that later. I'm just gonna go in with a Juvia's Place brush and pack in Dusk. And then I'm just going to go back with this large blending brush and just make sure my edges are blended. I'm really feeling this brush. I have the small shader brush, looks like this. I'm going with a little bit of black, and that's from Pat McGrath. And I'm gonna just go back in with that large blending brush and just blend, make sure everything's blended. I'm telling you, I really like that large brush there. I'm gonna take just my MAC brush and go into Dream. Okay. I do have this round shadow brush. Again, it feels stiff. Um, I'm trying to think what I want to put on there. Actually, I'll use this color here. Nope, that's not the palette. I'm gonna use one of Pat McGrath's shadows and see if I can layer this on top of it. Oh, okay. It's so stiff. I just don't think it's picking up stuff, but it is. Let's add another color because that's not. Mm, I had hopes for it to be a bit blingier, brighter. Let's see. Hold on. let's add on. Let's just pile on top of it and see what happens. Okay, that's a bit better, I guess. Yeah, it is. I guess it's alright. It's not the color that I was wanting, but it'll do. I really like this for like blending out stuff, just making everything. Mm, I like that. That that large shader brush is the business. Okay, so let me put on my let's put on my base because I do have a DSMD Shop blending sponge. It's so bouncy and so squishy. Flat on one side, rounded on the other. Um, this is the normal size. So I will say that they are not dense. Okay, they are quite squishy. It's so cute how squishy they are. So I'm just going to sponge it out. Okay, this puppy is so soft. Like I'm just holding it all kinds of angles, all kinds of bits. It is just, yeah, it's so soft. So I'm gonna put on my foundation and everything, and then we'll come back, and then we'll play with these. Yep, I realize I'm not talking. You couldn't hear it. But I just used a brightener concealer on top of that. Alright, so I just got like my cream products on. I did set underneath my eye. I do want to take I don't know how dark I want this to be. I don't want it to be that dark though. I'm gonna take just a Inglot brush and go into recharge. I'm gonna take dusk with a flat shader brush and just go and deepen my lash line some, so it'll look like a it looks like a smoky effect. And in my inner tear duct, I'm just gonna go back with a round shadow brush and go into Dream and just put that right in the inner tear ducts. Okay, so I want to. So I mainly bought this these brushes just because of the powder brushes. So I didn't buy the angle brush because I don't really care for those type of brushes. So I got the angle powder brush that looks like this. So I want to use this for bronzer. It is soft. I will say that there was a few hairs that came out of this brush. And then I also snipped some out because they just weren't coming out. But other than that, I mean, it's a new brush, so that happens. And I'm going to just go in with my Bronzeville from Prime Beauty. Now, I do have blusher on as well, but it's alright. I like it. Went straight on, straight to the point, no playing games. I'm going to grab my Fenty powder, and again, it had a few hairs that were sticking out, but I clipped them off, plucked them off, just a few. Look at that, look at that. Okay, and this is the large powder brush. Yeah, I like. All right, so I'm gonna put on my lips, throw on my highlighter, and we'll talk about and maybe do something to this. Yeah, I'm so glad that I looked at the monitor to see that I did not have a mic on. Alright, divas, this is the finished look. On my face, I do have on the foundation from Morphe collaboration with Makeup by Shayla. My color is number Rich 28. If you'd like to see the review, I'll pop it up there. The contour was from Juvia's Place, Saharan one palette, which is, I believe it's Abby. And then for blusher, it is Toby and Neo together. For highlighter, it is Uoma Beauty Notting Hill. Okay, so let's start with the eyes brushes first. The large blending brush, love it. Okay, so these are some short brushes. I was about to catch a cramp in my hand because you know I catch cramps in my hand sometimes because they were so small. So I'm just going to compare them to, this is a rougher brush, and then this is a Hakuhudo brush, and this is the size that they are. So they are quite small. Here's an Inglot brush. Here is a Morphe blending brush. Let's see, here's a Smith brush. So yeah, let's see. Oh, here's a Makeup Shack brush. So when you get these brushes, to me they are like above travel size, because you know travel size will probably be about here, so they're above travel size, but they're not the size that you're used to, at least these brushes that I have. So the large blending brush, I love this for my backdrop. I love this to help blend stuff together. Like, this is a person's dream, especially if they think that they're not really good with blending out stuff and blending out harsh lines. This is a dream. I really enjoyed this brush here. The next one is the small blender brush. Looks like this. Getting into the outer V, adding that black onto it, it was really nice. I like that I could get and hug my socket bone there, and it didn't splay out, which I thought it was going to, because when I was looking at it, it looked like it was going to splay out a little bit, but it kept the color there. It kept it in my, I think that's the orbital bone. I could be wrong, but it kept it in the socket. So I really enjoyed this. The round shader brush is a bit stiff to me. So looking at it, it looks like it could be like a sorry, I thought it was going to pick up, but I guess it didn't. But looking at it, it looks like a white head brush, but the way it is, it reminds me of a concealer brush because of how compact it is. I do believe that it's not like a goat hair or anything. I think these are all synthetic brushes. If I'm incorrect on this, I will notate it somewhere in here, but this really moves like a synthetic shader brush, which I really don't care for, but it did apply the light color here and then some color in my inner tear ducts. I will probably use this more for probably like carving out my brow or putting maybe like something that needs to be tacky, something that's worthy for like a concealer brush. That's what I would use that for. These puppies, because I really just wanted these. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna front to you. These are just what I really wanted, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. So this is the angle powder brush. I use this to do my bronzing brush. I did have to snip out some of the bits and pieces of hairs that was not aligned altogether, but all in all, it's a soft brush. It did the job like that. And like all I wanted to do was just do a little bronzing. I didn't want to do much. I didn't want to do like a sculpted face or anything like that, because I just wanted to use this brush. And for some reason I knew it was going to be really nice. The only other brush that I have to compare it to is Medallion 2 990 brush, but the difference is this brush here, it's pinch ferrule, where this one is not exactly pinched, it's more fluffier. So I like these angle brushes too for bronzing. This is a good bronzer brush, love. Get a difference, I'm telling you. And this powder brush here is called the large powder brush. There was some hairs that came out of this one, and I did have to go in and snip it, but these are new brushes, so you can kind of know that sometimes that happens with some brushes. But the way I can buff this in, it's not heavy, it's not that exactly weighted. I'm just gonna grab this one because it's nearby. This is the Makeup Forever 130 wavy brush. A good brush to compare it to would be the movie brush, probably. The infamous Crown Brush C518 brush. So this one's more heavier than this one. I will say that they're all lightweighted. Yeah, this one's a bit more heavier. This one has more of a flat top-ish, more of a round. We won't call it a dome shape, because I would call this more of a dome shape than this one. But yes, these are all soft. I had no issues. You saw me just buff my powder in and we're done. So yeah, and then the DSMD Shop sponge. I don't recall this color, but this color is the minted one. It is not dense, it is very squishy. It's so cute. Like, I kept turning it around because it's so squishy. Like, it's just so fluffy. It's so fluffy. I just thought it was so cute. It's really not that densely packed at all. Blend out my under eye, and then I kind of pounce stuff in as well. But this is really good. I think you should check these black owned brands out that's trying to take the game over. Sidebar, I just wanted to say also shout out to Color Raine, because Lauren, I believe that's the owner's name, sent me an email thanking me for making a purchase. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to customer service. This is my second time ordering for them, and long and behold, it's been about a year since I've made a purchase from them, and she sent me an email thanking me for buying the products. That's what you call customer service. This is what you brands need to be like spiffing up on, because she didn't have to do it, and it could have been like an automatic thing that something like someone else could have done it. It was the fact that it was done and that she appreciated that she had a returning customer. That's how you win people over. I'm definitely going to be checking them out again. That's a class act. So yes, divas and divas, let me know if you picked up any of these brushes or if you have the sponge. Yeah, divas and divas, thanks for watching, rating, subscribing, all that good jazz that make me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Peace and peace. Bye.